Oh, hello, Samurai. I didn't see you there. Just kidding, I did. This is going to be a very quick update for what's been going on recently, and kind of wanted to real talk with you guys a little bit. I do have a couple points of interest so that I don't go on too much of a rant and get off topic. So without further ado, let's begin. So for those of you that don't know, I'll be away from my computer for 2 weeks starting April 8th. That's when I end up going on my trip to Japan. And I have another video that's coming up that will talk about this in more detail once I leave. I've also got a lot of scheduled videos that are going to release while I'm away. Basically, my days as of late has just been non-stop recording and editing for the past week so that I could get 2 weeks worth of content ready for you guys. And it's been really stressful, but also a lot of fun. Like, I haven't really grinded out this much content in a long time. So what can you expect while I'm away? Well, I finally finished the entire Trove 45k series. That's done. But I also played a lot of random indie games, and I've got some Roblox stuff coming. Members of the channel can already watch all of it right now, but for everybody else, you can expect all these videos to slowly release while I'm away. So while I still have a lot of videos to work on, my main goals right now is to finish the Resident Evil 4 series and Vertigo 2 before I end up leaving. I know these games aren't too popular on the channel or anything, so I shouldn't bother, but I'm gonna do it anyways as a personal goal. Channel growth has slowed down quite a bit as of late, but as always, your support means everything to me. It can be very discouraging to work so hard to produce a ridiculous amount of content, only to see barely anybody interested in those videos. So during these times, I try my best to focus on the positive, and I just keep telling myself that it's just a phase, it'll pass, because this has happened before many times. On a personal note, I think that this is the happiest I've been in games and recorded videos that aren't just Trove, and the future as a whole is looking really bright for gaming. There's some incredible games that are going to be releasing within the next few months, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit worried whether these games are going to be popular or not on the channel. It's a constant uphill battle that I think a lot of other YouTubers can relate to, especially when I know without a shadow of a doubt that my content is worth watching, but people just aren't watching it. I think the thing that I find most difficult about the whole situation is that even videos like this, I put out there with my heart out there, and I wonder whether or not people are going to hear what I'm saying. I think that this is one of the negatives that happens when a channel ends up getting bigger, because suddenly there's some sort of an expectation on my content and what I'm producing, despite the fact that I'm still just a single individual who's just passionate about games and doing what I've always done. But it also means that, in a way, if I don't deliver what people expect of me, then they kind of just move on, right? It might have been one of the worst decisions that I could have made for the channel, but I did decide a long time ago that I wanted to focus on what makes me happy, rather than chasing the views and just having nothing but Trove videos on the channel, you know what I mean? I think the main reason that a lot of this is coming up for me is because now that my wife and I have our own place, you know, our bills are a lot higher. And something that I've always dealt with growing up was being really poor and not having much money. And so even though I am thankfully making enough money that is the equivalent of a full-time living out here in Canada, the way that YouTube works is my pay basically fluctuates throughout the entire year. So some months I barely make anything, and then other months I make up for it. It all equals out to being enough, but I just have a lot of personal issues around money because I grew up without it. There's not really much of a point with this video when I think about it. I guess it's just about sharing my feelings and letting you know that your positivity does mean the world to me. Even if I don't end up responding to every single comment, I still do read all of them. And it really does mean a lot when I'll put out a video that barely anybody watches, but still get really kind, supportive comments on those videos. My entire goal with the channel wasn't even necessarily to become successful. Like, I always wanted to make a full-time living from doing YouTube, but that was just a dream, and now it has come true. And now I'm just in a constant state of worry that that's going to be taken away from me. But I'm trying really hard to combat these negative thoughts and emotions that I deal with on a regular basis, because I want to be a better person just in general, because I know that that's going to reflect in the content. On top of all of that, there's a lot of scare tactics with real life stuff going on, you know, just with the Bill C-11 and all this other crap going on in Canada. Twitter is basically dying and not pushing any of my posts anymore just because I refuse to pay for a social algorithm. And YouTube itself is kind of dog shit with it as well, because it also doesn't really push my content. Lots of you barely even get notifications when I'm doing videos and streams and stuff. And it's very frustrating because it kind of feels like the entire website itself is not benefiting me to the full potential that it should be. So all I really can do without any other choice is to just keep at it and keep my head down and focus on what works and focus on the positives. I know that this video was just kind of out of nowhere, and in no way am I trying to make you folks watching focus on the negative. I just wanted to share very real talk with you guys and gals about what's been going on with my channel and some of the worries with it. But again, as I said, on a personal note, this is the happiest I've ever been with my content. Like, I'm very, very content with where the channel is right now. The only thing that's suffering is the views aren't really there right now. But as with most things in life, that's kind of beyond my control. And so there's not really any reason for me to stress or worry about it. So thanks for watching and have a great day.